Hi, this is Todd Oltoff from toddoltoff.com, coming back at you with another screencast. In this week, we're going to take a look at the Wiki service that's built into macOS Server. Now, macOS Server comes with a wiki that's built in, and a wiki allows for things like collaboration. It allows you to post things like blogs, to create wikis that share information, maybe about your business, or if you want to use it in your home, maybe something that you use to collaborate with your family or friends. So again, it's just got a nice back-end wiki that's set up that's included. And so what I want to do today is show you how the wiki works. Now when you look at the service itself, here we are on the wiki page. It's pretty simple here. There's not a lot to do with this. You can see it's offline right now. But I can edit the permissions to say, again, just like I have before, all users or only some users can allow wiki creation, because once you have access to the wiki, you can create your own wiki inside of that particular website so that people can see it. And you might not want to have everybody do it, so you can limit who can actually create those wikis. I'm going to leave it the way it is. You also can enable WebDAV access to wiki files, because it allows you to upload files to this wiki website that people could then download using the WebDAV access service. So I go ahead and enable that because it allows you to edit and download those files on an iOS device. So your iPhone and that sort of thing can have access to your wiki through applications like Pages and Numbers and all of that. So let's go ahead and turn the service on. So I'm just going to flick the switch. And now the service is starting. You can see that it's loading everything that we need to get the service going. And I'm going to go ahead and let that run. And when it's done starting up the service, I'll come back and show you what the wiki looks like. Okay, so here we are back on the service, and you can see that the service has started, and it's available at my server's address there. Or I can just click this Open in Safari button right here. So let's go ahead and just click on that. And so here we go in our interface here for the wiki. You notice we've got this nice web interface with some information here on your documents, all activity, wikis, people. But I've also got to log in to access more services. So let me just log in so I can show you all the different things we can do. Okay, so here we are on the Wiki web page, all logged in. And again, like I said, you have all of this information here that we can access. And if I just scroll down, you've also got access to calendar. You can change your password and profile manager if those things are available. So for instance, if I just click on the calendar here, it'll take me to a web calendar. And it's going to get the events from my server that I've got, which I don't have any in there. But what it'll do is it'll link my calendar application, the one that we set up in server earlier, to this web calendar so that you can access it on the web and add information inside of here. You can add notifications. You can add mini month or not. You can hit plus to add another calendar if you want to do that, and it'll sync across your different calendars. You can also put the settings together here, where you can set your time zone, your availability, when the week starts, any delegates, that sort of thing right here inside the application. So I'm just going to go ahead. I just wanted to show you that. Let's just go back. And so again, we can change the password, or we can work with Profile Manager. Now, one of the things you'll notice across the top here is we have several options that just showed up once we logged in. You'll see right here I've got a pencil where I can edit. I can add some things here. I've got settings. And you can see here I've got my user settings and all of that. I can lock this page as well so that I have to log in again to use it. But let's go ahead and just start with the editing area there. And you notice that now we go into this page to edit. Notice that everything now I can hover over and I can do edits to the words here. For instance, I can say welcome to, and let's just change this to my server. And you can see there now it's got my server on there. And so I've changed the title. So you can change a whole bunch of things right inside here. You'll notice that we can add attachments if we want to. We can upload a file and add it to the page. We can add a table. We can add an HTML snippet. We can do some formatting things here with text. You can see making it bold or highlighting it. And so, again, if I wanted to just come across here and go to text and underline it, see I can underline that word there, or I can put it back to bold or go plain. You can see you can do all kinds of things with it, and you can see now it's kind of set it off center. So up here I can go and put it back center, and now it's back where it needs to be. So again, there's a number of things that you can do in editing this. You can see I can put bullet points in here, and I can do indents and all that sort of thing. And then here I can actually remove or add various icons to my page here. So once I'm done, I can just save it, and then I'm finished. If I wanted to look at the table settings, I could do that and alternate row colors or show grid lines and say update. And you can see now it's showing grid lines, and it's like grayed a couple of these areas here. So it goes gray, white, gray, white. So again, just some things that you can do to spice up the web page. I'm going to say cancel here and just put it back to where it was. Now, a couple other things that I can do here. If I just come up here to the side, you'll notice that I've got my name here. I've got my activity, my documents, my favorites, all activity on the site, all wikis, all people, and then my web calendar. So it's another way for me to get at it. Now before I do that, let me just come over here to this gear icon and go to my user settings. So here I've got my user settings with my display name. I can put in a preferred email. You notice here I can add a blog, and so what's great about the wiki is that your users can have their own blogs. So I'm just going to go ahead and check that to add a blog. And then I can come and change the appearance. If I don't like that color blue, I like a different color. Let's say I want gray instead. I can select gray. I can upload a custom banner if I want to put a banner image. It's got to be 124 pixels, or a custom background if I want that. And then I can upload a picture of myself too. I'm just going to change the color there, say save. And so what it's going to do now is inside the actual page, notice that this is all gray now. It's going to show up as gray when I get in there. Okay, so that's one way that I can set that up. Again, if I hit the plus here, I can do a new page in my documents. I can upload a file to my documents, a new blog post, or a new wiki. And so let's just go ahead and do a new wiki, and I can call it whatever I want. So let me just call this pictures, for instance. And this is my, let's say, portfolio. Just to get some information on there, I'm going to say continue. And now I can determine the permissions here. I can say all logged in users or all unauthenticated users. So we'll say all logged in users have read and write access. And I can put that right there. Now I could also just type a group here as well. It's like if I did work group, you can see there's my work group that could be there. So I could limit it however I want to limit it. But in this case, I'm just going to say there. And then I can send email notifications to new members if you have the email service running. I'm going to go ahead and say continue. And now I can select an icon for the wiki. I'll just leave the default, but I could upload one. And then again, the color scheme that I'm after. And so let's say with this particular wiki, I'm going to go with blue. And we're going to say create. All right, so now we can go to our wiki. And you can see I've got blue here. You can see I've got the icon that it gave me. And now I've got all this information here where I can edit and put in information of whatever kind I want. Notice here I've got wikis. This is a link to all wikis. You can see there's my pictures wiki. And I can have favorites or deleted depending on what I've decided. If I hit the eye icon there, it gives me my description. I can star this as a favorite. And again, now it's under my favorites over here. And this is just kind of a little home page for all my wikis. And if I just come into it now, I can add information there. So now if I just want to go ahead and edit, let's say I'm going to come in here to the edit, and I don't like any of this. So I'm just going to delete all of that. And let's say I want to go ahead and upload a picture. I'm going to choose a file here, and so it takes me right into my area here. We're going to go to Photos. I can go right into Photos, or if I want to go to Favorites, let me just go to Pictures. That's going to take too long, so we'll come in here, and let's just go into a picture here. Oh, let's take that one. I can choose that and say Upload. So now it's going to upload the picture, and there we go. So it's added the picture now. I can always get rid of it by hitting this delete right here. And then I can also add, I could add some text if I wanted to. I could put a link here where maybe this links to a location. You can see I can put a link to another page or a link outside of the wiki and that sort of thing. But I was going to say save, and let's just leave this the way it is. And so now there we go. I've got my wiki. Now once I do that, on the side I see my recent documents, notifications. I can include all my activity, email me, and then it shows a history of what happened here and who uploaded what. So now if I just go back now to my wikis, and you can see I've got all my favorites here. Let's actually go back a level. Let's go to my activity. And you can see here on my activity, it shows a new thing that I did here, and that was to upload a picture. I can go over and see the picture if I want to. And again, it shows who uploaded it. And then once I do that, you can see I've got more information on the document itself. I can add tags to the document if I want to. Say mammoth, and say clouds, and that sort of thing. So I can add tags in there, and then when I check this, I'm done, and now I've got those tags. Any related stuff I can add in here. If I've got links, I can put comments in here. Great photo. And hit the check there, and now I've got a comment on my actual photo there. And then again, notifications when the document is updated, and you can see if I hit that, I've got to enter my email settings. I'll cancel that for right now, but you can see how that works. There we go. And so again, it's just a nice way for me to look at my activity. And if I come over to tags now, you can see I've got my tags. When I click on the tag, it finds the search of whatever document actually is related to that particular tag. And I can even save the search so it comes up later. I'm just going to go back here. Again, here's my home area, and you can see activity, and then documents, and then tags. And the nice thing in documents is as I add those documents like we did later with the WebDAV, if I've got pages documents or any iWork type documents, I can pull them up in those iOS apps and work on them. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how this works. And again, you can get access to this on the side as well as all people. And again, I'm the only one that's in here, but you can also view the different wikis and such with people that you have located on the wiki or have access to it or can update it. So that gives you an idea of how the wiki works. Again, you can do a lot of other customizations to it. I just wanted to give you a good overview of it. But it is a nice addition in macOS Server. And again, if you want to use it at home or at work, it's a great way to document things. So that's all I have for this week. I'll be back at you next week with another screencast to help you learn how to do more things with your Mac. If you're interested in help in setting up your own server, feel free to contact me at todd@toddolthoff.com.